Hi everyone, it's Allie, and I'm going to try and speak up because I've heard that people have trouble sometimes hearing me on my videos. Hi, cat. Oh no, this is a disaster because it's not like I'm playing with cards today. Well, I am. I'm about to do my week ahead reading, but I also wanted to do something a little bit different. And this will probably be the only, well, I don't know, maybe it'll be the only video I do like this, but lately, you've probably noticed if you follow me on this channel, I feel like I've had like a little bit of a slump. Um, Even in the last couple of weeks, it's been super busy and I haven't been playing with tarot that much. And just sort of like in a spiritual slump altogether. We all know it sort of happens to the best of us. But I was like, okay, well, what sort of feeds me and what makes me happy? This sounds like a big life thing, but it really isn't. But it's spring here, although it's sort of chilly and rainy today. But it's May the 1st, and so there's some things are starting to bloom. And it's not so we can really smell flowers yet where I am, but we can certainly smell the earth as it unthaws and, that kind of fresh air, wet, rainy feeling. And I was thinking a lot about scents and how scents are really powerful to me. And how I should really think about how scents affect me during the day. In my younger years, I was a big perfume lover, and this is going to be about personal fragrances and perfumes, which I know sounds weird, but what I found I've sort of done in this last 6 weeks of kind of experimenting is that scent has really sort of grounded me and really helped my practice a little bit. Like, just gets me in the right frame of mind for what I want. And I guess that's not surprising. I mean, aromatherapy is a big thing. But in the past, where I've always like had candles and incense and that kind of thing, I've started to really lightly just wear some scents again. I used to wear scent all the time when I was younger, and I just sort of got out of it and just didn't bother. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not really a makeup person. But I started thinking about wearing fragrances just for me. I don't want to impose them really on anyone else unless they're really close to me, like my husband. And obviously, I work in a fragrance sensitive environment, so I have to be very careful about that. But I've really found that fragrance and scents, some of them, and these are the ones I'm going to talk about today, really put me in a state of mind and different states of mind depending on the scent that I have around me. And it just makes me happy. And then when I finish my practice, if I walk away from incense or blow out a candle, that fragrance is done. But if it's something I'm wearing, then it sticks with me and it just like keeps me in that mode all day. And I really like that. So I thought I'd talk about it. So this video maybe isn't for everybody, and I just wanted to talk about it. So I'm going to go through some fragrances, and these aren't like I've done some experimenting in the last few weeks. And these are not all of the fragrances that I have in my life, but these were ones specifically that I felt just put me in a certain frame of mind. And so I'm going to talk about them. And then if you're interested, maybe I'll do it more, or maybe not. This may be all I have. Like, I'm trying not to. Like, I do worry a bit that my tarot accumulation, like, it's completely ground to a halt, which has been great for me, but it's kind of shifted to fragrance, which is also not good. I don't have a ton, but I can see myself going in that direction, finding the perfect one, just like tarot decks, blah, blah, blah. So, but yeah, it's been really great. I've really enjoyed it. So let's get started, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to talk about, a number of different fragrances from 4 different places. And budget is really important to me. So I'll get into the most budget one in a bit. But I wanted to talk about my favorite house that I found, and it's an indie perfume house in Toronto. And I just went this morning to look it up because I knew I was going to link, and I was looking up the notes for a particular scent. And the site is currently down at the moment. There's some kind of shipping issue or something. I'll put the link on, and maybe by the time I post this video, actually it'll be back up and running and this will be totally useless. But if you the purveyor has this online website where you would order normally, I think, if you're in Canada and the US, maybe just Canada, I can't quite remember, but then an Etsy shop for all international customers, because that helps with ordering and delivery or something. I don't know, I don't have a small business. Sorry, my cat's going crazy. If you, I'll put links to both. So I think if you're Canadian and American, you can get it through the Etsy shop no matter what. And then, or if you want to wait till the regular site's back up, because it lists every single fragrance she's ever made, and it's super cool. But my number one from this, so this place is called, the house is called Pulp Fragrance. And this is my love affair right now. So all of her marketing stuff comes with this sort of vintage femme fatale imagery. I love it. Portrait of Josette. And this, I find to be so soft and incredibly calming. And oh my God, what are you doing? She gets in this thing where she like chases her tail. And I think it's a thing of this particular, I think these are, what's your... Bombay, I think, these black domestic cats, because I have a friend who has got one too, and his cat is also bonkers. But just shh, simmer down. Smell this. Okay. Anyway, Portrait of Josette. So she writes her fragrance descriptions like poetry. And this one, oh shoot, where'd I put it? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So ethereal white amber, dry wood of a long abandoned seaside house. A hint of orris, which is, I think, violet root, and the lingering memory of jasmine perfume. So everything about it is like, I'm actually wearing some right now. It's like soft and really grounding, I find. Like, just makes me want to stop for a moment. It's got a hint. It's sweet. I do like perfumes with a little bit of sweetness. I don't like anything to be too fresh, although I do like fresh ones in spring. And really, like, while being grounded, also being really dreamlike and ethereal. I feel like I smell it and my shoulders relax. And I just am happy when I smell it. And I think like, it's a great everyday wear. You are a nightmare when I'm not going to get stressed out because I'm smelling Portrait of Josette. And I loved it. So I actually sent away for some samples. So if you send away for samples, you can get like their little tiny bottles like this, which isn't fantastic for me because I'm kind of clumsy, and it's like you have to pull it off, and it's got the little like stick going down in. Oh my God. Let's put you down. But it's, you can actually too, there's a package where you can get a sample for every perfume that she makes. I think it costs 75 Canadian dollars, but I think there must be at least 25 of these little samplers in there, maybe more, maybe 30, but just like, it's called the library. It's super cool. But I loved it so much that I sent away not just for one bottle of this perfume, but two. It's an oil-based perfume, so it's not an atomizer, but it's got a metal ball here, glass bottle, really easy to apply. Oh, heaven. Because I can take it with me so easily in a purse and to reapply if I want to. And then I also splurged on moisture mist, which is good for your body, but on your hair, let's do it a little bit here. Yes. So I just do it on the ends so that it won't become oily, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's just heaven. So then when the wind blows or when your hair moves, you just get this beautiful, slightly sweet, gorgeous grounding scent. I cannot recommend this house enough. And I think this particular one is a really all-rounder. Like, I really change my taste by the seasons, but I feel like I could wear this all year round. It's so beautiful. And then I have a lot of samples from them. I think I got a 10 sample. Well, no, I got a 5 sample package initially. And then when I ordered this, it comes with 2 free samples. So I did get a few more. If you want one to really put you sort of in a fall mood, Bewitching Amber is just what it sounds like. This like fall, leaves changing, rich, pumpkin, spicy kind of time of year. But so I'm going to put that away. I'm not going to wear it at the moment because it's spring here. Sonnet X. It's a library. I feel like it's the scent of a library. Let me just put a little bit on a piece of paper. Oh, I did already before I started this. This is a drier scent to me. Like if it's got like a little drop of maybe white amber, maybe jasmine. I can't remember. I should have looked up the notes before I did, but a little bit drier, and I find it I don't know, I find it really beautiful, even though it's quite simple. So that's Sonnet X. Ooh, 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 upside down. And then the last one I wanted to talk about, but this one I really apologize for. I put a bit on my finger. This one smells like a garden to me. It's got like sage and florals and some creaminess. And now it's called Luna Violacea. And I left that one for last because this one was actually, it said on her website when I ordered it as a sample that it was actually a mistake. She was making another perfume, which was out of stock at the time I looked. This is ages ago, though. I'm sure it'll be back in stock. Embrace, I think it's called. And I was really intrigued by that one, but it was sold out. And this one was kind of a mistake because she added violet to the batch, but I think it's really nice. But I don't know if she's going to remake this one, and it's not appearing on her Etsy shop at the moment. So sorry if you can't have it. And maybe I can only have that little tiny bit of it. So that is Pulp Fragrance. And the prices, like this is a 10 milliliter oil. It will last ages and ages. And I think now they're like $46. It'll last you easily a year, maybe more. The mist is less concentrated, and so it was a little cheaper. I can't remember how much it was, but not expensive. Like I had no idea. Like some of these fragrances in the world are like $300, $400, $500, $700 each. And it's not, I can't. Okay. So I guess maybe then speaking about that, I'll go to my most expensive fragrance that makes me feel a certain kind of way, certain kind of spiritual way. It's hard to see. So it's from Juliet Has a Gun, and it's Vanilla Vibes. And I just chose this one to talk about. This might be the most expensive fragrance that I own. But I got it at a cosmetic sample sale. It was a tester it didn't come with a box, but it had a lid, and I mean, maybe it's been sprayed, I guess, a few times, but not too much. So it was over 50% discounted. I think I ended up paying $75 for it. I love vanilla fragrances, but this smells like the ocean. It smells like the ocean. There are vanilla vibes in here. It's quite a salty fragrance. I would only ever want to wear this in the summertime, and I live in Ontario. I am nowhere near an ocean, nowhere near salt water. But if I wanted to like call upon that sensation, that beauty of the power of the ocean through scent, this is what I would use to do it with. And the vanilla, it sort of blends in with the salt as you go. And then it feels like the cream you might put on to protect yourself from the sun. Like if you spray it and close your eyes, or I should say, if I spray it and close my eyes, I feel like I'm on the beach. It's so visceral and powerful. And I should have actually said off the top that, of course, if you know anything about perfume, which I know very little, but a huge part of the component is your own body chemistry. So just because something has a specific effect for me doesn't mean necessarily it will for you. There are certain elements in fragrances that just do not work for me. Like I can't get them to smell good on me. There's a super popular fragrance that I blind bought because I was like, oh, it'll be perfect. Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Her. And it smells like a pile of garbage on me. I can't stand it on me. But other people love it and they search for it. And anyway, so I got to sell that. So Juliet has a gun. Again, if you want that, sorry, I'm no good at this. If you want that specific oceanic, I'm at the beach, spray, close eyes. That's what it does for me. But it is kind of pricey. And there may be alternative scents that have that sort of vanilla, salty element to it. There's a little bit of floral in here too, but not a lot of jasmine, I think. Okay, now the next thing is really cost effective. So, and actually, now that I think about it, I'll have to do a bit of research. I'll put it in the description. I do know there's another salty vanilla fragrance that I don't have, Olympia by Paco Rabanne. And the next fragrances I have are from a dupe house. So they take the inspiration from expensive perfumes that are out in the world and then they duplicate them. This is also a Toronto company. And their perfumes range from, I think, $15 to $22 for 10 milliliters. So, and it's oil perfumery. So unlike, they don't come with an atomizer, they're roll-on oils. But if you want to smell like an expensive designer perfume, but you can't afford that expensive designer perfume, then you can do this. And it's tough because I'm like, in the tarot world, I'm very much like, no counterfeiting, don't do it. But the price disparity is so enormous. Like, if, again, I'm Canadian, so if I were going to buy a bottle of this one, Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford, even the smallest bottle, I think, would cost me $300. Like, it's not the difference between a mass market published deck, like, say, the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which might be, $30 on Amazon and then $5 from Wish. Like, it's just, this is out of my price range. And actually, I don't like this one. I just brought it because I think it might be really good. Sorry, where's the thing here? No perfumery. Oh, there it is. Tobacco Vanille. Because I think this is really popular in the world and a lot of people might really like it. And I thought, I've actually had the chance to visit a cigar factory in Cuba before, and the smell of unsmoked, undried tobacco is so wonderful. And I hate cigarette smoke. I hate that smell. But it's a beautiful scent, and I love vanilla, as I'm sure you can probably tell from my other choices. But this, to me, I don't smell any vanilla, certainly when this is on my skin. I guess I do a little bit in the thing. To me, it's tobacco honey. And honey is one of those scents that just does not work on my skin. But I had the chance to order it. I think it was $16, and I don't like it. So I will probably sell it. And there was a couple of misses for me. Ironically, I was like, I'm going to try and order this really expensive designer perfume. It might be, I think it's $700 to get the big bottle in Canada. Everybody loves it. Baccarat Rouge 540, 540. And it's garbage and I don't like it on myself. And then apparently Ariana Grande has Cloud, and it's like a dupe of that. And everyone's like, oh, it's really similar. And I was like, oh, okay. I sprayed that in a drugstore and I hate that too. I'm like the only woman on earth who doesn't like the smell of that scent, or it doesn't work on me anyway. So I just thought I would show it because I can see how it would make people feel like super grounded and of the earth, and tobacco is a really pleasant scent. It doesn't work for me in this formulation. So, but I think if you were in that like real earthy mode, you wanted to like work with the pentacles and like be there, it might work super well for you. Or if you're a huge fan of honey scent, that could work for you. But let's talk about ones that do work for me from oil perfumery. And this one is a vanilla that did really work for me. Blackberry and vanilla musk. Oh. This one I want to eat. It smells so good. And this one, it gives me real nostalgia vibes. Not that it's like super sweet like candy or anything, but the kind of, I think it's because it makes me think of berries and whipped cream, which is something I ate a lot as a kid. And so for me, if I want to get into that sort of like inner child mind, and again, I think it's it's not an immature fragrance. Like actually I wouldn't expect it to be like a teeny bopper fragrance or anything. And I'm not at all familiar with the uh Trish McAvoy is the maker of the original perfume. Don't know anything about it. But boy, that, so if I were looking to like feel nostalgic and like call back to my childhood summer days, those long, long summer days for some sort of purpose, this is the one I would reach for. And the final fragrance I'm going to talk about today, and I think this one is the most impactful. So this is a great example of one that if I were to buy a bottle of it at a department store in Canada, and I looked for used versions too, like I don't want to diss the skill that goes into making perfumes, but it would be $300 plus tax. So like, I don't know, lots of money, $350 in Canada. And it's Mojave Ghost by Byredo. And Byredo makes a lot of unisex scents. Oh, this, I feel like I go into a trance when I smell it. I feel like it's so deeply grounding. And this is Saporia fruit. So again, there is definitely a sweetness to it, but it's like a Saporia, I guess. I had to look it up. But it's like a dense, fatty fruit. Like to me, I think it's sort of would be mango-esque in that kind of fullness and richness in it. So not sharp like a berry or anything like that. But I just feel like it brings me into a center in a way that almost nothing else does. Nothing else I've smelled ever does. And it doesn't even really seem like a perfume to me. Like it's almost more of a tool than that. So it's this, and it's sort of, I guess, this supposed to evoke the idea of like these deep, rich sort of cactus flowers in the desert, Mojave Ghost. And so I got this perfume oil and I'm obsessed, and you know, you can just put it on. You want to be sparing at first. I find because like these oils don't last as well for me as they do for other people, I don't think. So sometimes I also put it in my hair, just put a bit on my hands and then run it through my hair. And there's something else I was going to say about that. Oh, and I also just use a little bit because it's not for anybody else. Like I'm not looking to project it out to the world. Not like I want to wear this out and like have everyone in a nightclub, like I go to nightclubs, be like, oh, I smell that woman. Like it's all about being in here for me around this little bubble of my person. But I love it so much that Oil Perfumery has sort of like a sister house called Okcha. And this is, I guess, has been big on TikTok, which I also don't do. And they have a version of this. It smells identical, Desert Glass. Oh. Like I just feel immediately grounded and sort of spiritually ready to work when I spray this. And I'm sorry, it's so strange. I don't know how to explain it other than that. And they have lots of other, if you just like perfume, they have lots of other dupes. They have lots of good reviews. They say it's very accurate. I mean, the irony here is that I actually don't know how the original Mojave Ghost smells. I don't even have a department store in my little city that's classy enough to carry such a fragrance. Like I'd have to drive to another town just to go and spray it on myself to see what it smells like. So, so this is what I'm doing. And I don't know, I feel like I was sort of wandering and like uninspired, and these fragrances, as strange as it seems, just like brought me back. So funny. Anyway, has this ever happened to anybody else? Anybody else react to scent this way? And I think too, like when I cook, sometimes it does that for me too, but something about wearing these fragrances. So if you're interested, I'll put links below to all of these places. Oh, I should say too that when I was just sort of starting exploring this, there were a couple of YouTube channels that are they're 100% about fragrances, not all spiritually linked, but that I sort of found a woman in Toronto who has really interesting opinions, but I found out that I love her videos, but she and I have very different taste. And then another woman where I have really similar taste. So that was really helpful in terms of what to look at and buy in terms of mass market. Like that's how I found this. But if you are interested in either oil perfumery or okcha and exploring their fragrances, this woman that I follow, the scented, and I want to be clear, like this is not sponsored. This is not, there's nothing. I've paid for everything here with my own money. And that's it. No sponsorship, no deals. But this one channel, the scented, the woman, and I'll link it below, has a discount code for oil perfumery, boop, and okcha, boop. I don't think I should maybe just put the code. It's not my code to give, but I will link you to her channel where in her descriptions of her videos, there's a code where you can get 15% off. And she sort of inspired me to think about different scents and stuff. So I think that if there's a kickback, it should go to her and not to me, where I'm probably never going to talk about fragrances again. Maybe I will. Who knows if anybody's even still here. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to now do my week ahead, spray a little bit of Mojave Ghost, and then do my week ahead reading, and we'll see how that goes. So my week ahead reading will come out before this video. I'll give it a couple days just to see. And yeah, check out the links below if you're interested in following any of these, and I hope you have a great day.